17 reasons people lose weight, 33 reasons people fail, 6 things people do to self-sabotage themselves. What if the key to lasting weight loss isn't a diet, but how you think about food, failure, and yourself? We're going to break down the 17 principles successful dieters follow, reveal 33 common reasons people fail, and expose 6 self-sabotaging habits that silently destroy your progress. This isn't another quick fix fad diet. It's a mindset shift, change in values, backed by a 25-year study and repeatedly demonstrated in the years since. If you've ever struggled to lose weight and keep it off, this module will help you understand why and show you how to finally make the mental shifts to stick to it. Before we continue, there are 7 things you should be doing to lose weight before you start dieting and or exercising. If that sounds interesting, check out eatwhatyouwanttoloseweight.com. Or if you are following along with us in the article, click on the link below. Now, let's dive back into this. The story behind these ideas. A mystery that has plagued men for generations is the secret to wealth. This also plagued the mind of Andrew Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie understood poverty. So at a young age, Andrew Carnegie decided to find a solution to this problem. Following the directions of his mentors, he wrote out his life plan to spend the first half of his life acquiring his wealth and the last half giving it all away. He also wanted to share this knowledge with the world. Andrew Carnegie decided to do what he could to never let anyone experience the pain of poverty ever again, despite the vast majority ignoring his advice, in which he commissioned Napoleon Hill and introduced him to 500 of the most successful businessmen in the world to do a 25-year study of what these men have in common with each other, which was released in 1925 as a correspondence course through the mail through a series of booklets, and in 1928 released it as The Laws of Success, which reveal there are 17 principles of success, 33 reasons why people fail, and 6 things that cause people to self-sabotage themselves. What normally happens is people focus on 1 or maybe 2 areas of their life, and the rest of their lives end up in shambles. To live a truly happy and fulfilled life, you must live a balanced lifestyle. And what you will notice is once you get one area of your life handled, it tends to balance out the other areas of your life as well. Think and lose weight. The reason people fail to lose weight is because they just kind of want it. They don't want it more than they want to sleep in or relax. They are not willing to give up certain habits to reach their objectives. Tim Grover, the performance coach of some of the world's most legendary athletes like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, put it this way: to be so obsessed with the results that the work becomes irrelevant. Most people are more obsessed with their comforts than achieving the life they want. Developing a life plan is a process. We do not normally start out obsessed. It may take time to decide on your definite chief aim. Most people do not decide what they want out of life. They look at their surroundings and follow the footsteps of friends, family, or those in the community. However, there are those who stumble upon a bigger worldview, where a major tragedy impacts a person's life enough to make some drastic changes. Obesity runs in families, typically because they all have the same lifestyle standards. However, it is not until one member of the family dies of a heart attack does someone decide to change that pattern of their health, impacting future generations. If someone is over the age of 30 and not overweight, there is some pain they have experienced that motivated them enough to change their life course. Napoleon Hill said that desire is the starting point of all achievement. However, desire is not enough. You need to cultivate your desire until your desire becomes fertile and inspires you to action to where you become obsessed. James 1:14-15 gives us insight into how the brain works when it says, "But each one is tried out, being drawn out and enticed by his own desire. Then the desire, when it has become fertile, gives birth to sin. In turn, sin, when it has been carried out, brings forth death." 1. You have the thought that leads to 2, a feeling that leads to 3, action that leads to 4, fulfillment of your objective. In 1998, neuroscientists discovered neuroplasticity, where repeated thoughts build thicker and thicker neurological connections, thus building new habits, emotions, and skills. In other words, the more you think about something, the stronger your desire becomes. However, at the dawn of the 15th century, the Medici family had no such knowledge of how the brain works and how to build desire. The success principles of the writings of Napoleon Hill have been passed on from one generation to the next, throughout the ages, through oral traditions in small groups and organizations of people down to our day. It is only until recently that science has caught up with this secret knowledge. The church once had the power to burn people at the stake because of possessing the Bible, and then when the church started losing its power, they convinced people they were too stupid to understand the Bible, so that those in control could maintain their power. The Bible, certain math formulas, and the knowledge of Charles Haanel's master key system were outlawed. For generations, the medical community has convinced people to leave their health to doctors and hospitals because they are too stupid to understand their health. However, only over the last few decades have some people taken the responsibility of their own health by educating themselves on their health. You can have multiple chief aims in life. Losing weight and being healthy is just one area of your life you need to get handled. Warren Buffett, one of the world's richest people, says to make a list of the 25 top things you want to achieve in life. Then he suggests that you make another list of your top 5. In that list, you will find your definite chief aim in life. In your top 5, you may also find starting a family and having kids. But you will find what your definite chief aim is. What will enable you to achieve your priorities in life? Napoleon Hill says that people waste a lot of time by not defining their definite chief aim in life, and not to waste time with side projects because it distracts you from your purpose. As a child, your parents had a major influence on your choices, and the shape of your body is the result of the way your parents raised you. However, your choices have shortened your lifespan, causing you to prematurely age because of these choices. The sooner you make the choice of living a healthier life, the more long-term effect it will have on your life. At age 17, I decided to live a healthier life than the life my parents lived. My mom died at 59 because of the eating choices and the lifestyle choices she made, and the older I get, the more disciplined I have become. Think and lose weight, cultivating your definite chief aim. The Bible book Joshua 1:8 says, "This book of the law should not depart from your mouth, and you must read it in an undertone day and night, in order to observe carefully all that is written in it. For then your way will be successful, and then you will act wisely." The average millionaire spends 60 minutes each and every day educating themselves on business and financial material. So whatever part of your life you want to get handled, you should spend 60 minutes each and every day educating yourself on the subject. If you want to get in shape and lose weight, you should spend 60 minutes each and every day educating yourself on diet and fitness material. On the other hand, the average person spends 6 hours watching TV and another 4 hours on the phone in non-productive activities, because most people would rather escape their problems rather than finding solutions to them. On the other hand, successful people try to find solutions to their problems before their issues ever become a problem. So your definite chief aim in life should dominate your thoughts. Think and lose weight. Concentration of effort. What Napoleon Hill calls concentration of effort directs us to write down your chief aim so you see it every day and every night, answering the questions: what is your definite chief aim in life? Why do you want this as your chief aim in life? When will you accomplish your chief aim in life? How will you achieve your definite chief aim? Describe it in as much detail as possible, including sights, sounds, colors, and how it will make you feel. Think and lose weight. Mastermind. Principle number 12 of the 17 laws of success is to form a mastermind alliance. Proverbs 13:20. The one walking with the wise will become wise, but the one who has dealings with the stupid will fare badly. Your life, money, health, and problems are the reflection of the 5 to 8 people you spend the most time with. If you spend time with those who are overweight, sick, and unhealthy, you are more likely to be overweight, sick, and unhealthy yourself. Those who are in shape and healthy seek the company of others who are in shape and healthy. Whereas we have all heard the term misery loves company. Do you spend more time thinking about your failures or your successes? Failure comes from those who try to remind you of your past failures. Those who lost faith in your definite chief aim or lack of loyalty. However, time is a master worker that heals the wounds of temporary defeat. You may need to remove and replace or spend less time with those of your mastermind with those who are not in harmony with your definite chief aim of getting in shape and living a healthy life. Conclusion: the diet and fitness industry has been misleading you for too long. While they emphasize diet, exercise, and weight loss supplements, much of their advice can actually undermine your success. For instance, studies show restricting certain foods to lose weight may lead to overeating by 133%. However, there are 7 things you can do to lose weight before you start dieting and exercising. I want to help you break free from the diet and fitness industry's mind games. If that sounds interesting, visit eatwhatyouwantaloseweight.com. Or if you are following along with us in the article, click on the link below. One more thing, stay healthy, have a great day, and I'm glad I could help you.